What is up, guys? It is Jake from Sleepy in Savannah, back today with another product review. Today we are reviewing the Volt V800 by Pelican double rifle case. Honestly, really like this case. It looks badass. I mean, the name, the Volt, is pretty sick. The Volt is a series of cases. It's like a line of cases. This one specifically is the V800. If I said V8 earlier, it's not what I mean. I mean V800. And this bad boy is pretty big chungus. We'll get into the specs of the product in a second. But yeah, I've had it for about a month. It's gone through a little bit of through a few torture tests, which we'll talk about just by wear and tear of use. But for now, we'll kind of hold that off for the video. Let's get into it. Okay guys, welcome back. So first thing I would like to start with are the specs of the case. So this case retails for about 230 bucks. I think I bought it at Palmetto State Armory for about 240, maybe 224, but I'm seeing online here it's about $230. As for the dimensions, and I'm going to go off the exterior dimensions, it's 56 inches long, 19 inches wide, and then a height of about 6.5 inches. And the interior screw we'll go over it are 53, so these are the foam, 16 and 6, kind of more even. That's what the foam take up. The area the foam takes up words. So this case is advertised to be crush proof, dust proof, and weather resistance, and it's said to be able to travel on airplanes, so it meets all of TSA's requirements. That's part of the reason why I bought it. So kind of let's go into the features. Right here we have multiple locks, or multiple areas you can lock it. I'm not really, I'll be honest, I haven't traveled with it. I will obviously do a video if I ever travel with this case, and that was part of the allure to me buying this case, was I want something that I could travel and move a lot of my firearms with. But so I'm not really, what my point to that was, I'm not really sure where the locks are supposed to go or how they're supposed to be configured. If you're just supposed to put 4 locks on these individually, kind of like combination locks or key locks or something, or I've seen people put rifle locks that connect these two, who knows. But yeah, it has 4 areas for locks. Kind of already went over that. It's got 2, to my knowledge, a carry handle here. I don't believe it has a rear carry handle, but a carry handle here and a carry handle over there. And on this larger model, which isn't really shown on the other models, it's got these wheels right here, which I'll kind of show off later if I remember. So it's got 6 of these little latches, and basically what you do is you compress this little button right here. You can see it right there, and then just lift. It's super easy, and then when you want to put it down, you just lock it down. So honestly, pretty good products. We can kind of go over, I kind of alluded to earlier that I tortured this thing a bit. So it is very large. I mean, 56 inches is pretty big, and I'm sure there's some sort of joke in there that I'm not witty enough this early in the morning to make. But that is about, I would like to say, that's about 2 feet. This is about 4 feet long, because I think that's math. About 2 feet shorter than I am. Yeah, about 2 feet, like 14 inches. I think I'm like 71 inches tall. I think 72 is like 6 feet. So this is about 2 feet. It's about 4 feet long almost. of a case. It's pretty big. It's a pretty big case, and I bought it because I wanted a very large case to store all my rifles that I own and all my pistols. I don't really plan on buying any new pistols anytime soon. And the rifles that the 2 rifles that I own, one's a work in progress, but I don't plan on buying another rifle that would take up more space than what I have allotted in here. But I eventually plan on buying another Pelican for my shotguns. I own 2, and it'll obviously be smaller where I can fit 2 shotguns in it because I really like this. But some of the things that this case has been through, it sat in the back of my truck, in my truck bed when it rained, and it kept the water out. My cover on my truck isn't the nicest, but this obviously kept the weapons pretty dry when I was driving through a pretty nasty thunderstorm. I'm not going to say that I'm weak or anything, but somebody who definitely wasn't me dropped this carrying it up the stairs because it is heavy. How big it is like kind of the main point of this review. If you know, you're kind of trading off here. I can store a lot in this, and we'll kind of get into that in a sec, but it's a big case. I mean, I had it lying across the back seat of my truck for a bit, and it barely fit in my back seat across all 3 seats. Barely fit. Had to kind of put it at an angle. In my truck bed, it takes up, a good amount of space in the truck bed, and if my truck isn't the biggest thing on earth, so it really does take up a lot of space. So that's something you got to be cognizant of. And then it's heavy. It's heavy now. Like, when I carried it around out here for the review, it's heavy. And you can obviously see I'm doing this on the floor in my apartment, because I tried to put it on some of the tables I had in here, and like nothing really, could hold it up or whatever. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's open this up. It's a very large case. Oh, yeah, and then watch this. So like, obviously I got weapons in here. We'll open it in a sec, but very crush proof. I'm 200 pounds. Whoops. Made some noise there. Made me a little nervous, but not my first time doing that. I am 200 pounds almost. Okay, I'm like 194, but basically 200 pounds. And I can just walk across it, with my firearms in there. It's got a air pressure valve right here, so when it's changing altitudes in airplanes, or I'm walking across it, it expels air. I don't really know how it works, but it also has that device. It's a device. There is something that I didn't mention. Let's open it and see how crushed my rifles are. As you can see, boom, super loud. So as you can see, here's the interior. I kept literally all my prides and joys in here from, that I've shot on the channel, because I don't think I've done any shotgun shooting videos, but these are all the guns I've shot on the channel, and you've seen, but obviously has a lot of space. Definitely could, play around with the configuration, but let's get a little bit with what the interior came into before I start rambling. So it came with, I'd say about, I'm not sure the exact dimensions, but 3 pieces of foam. I'd imagine 3 inches a piece for these pieces of foam. There's a piece of foam here, a piece of foam here that I cut into, and then a piece of foam under the firearms that's also there. So something I was thinking about doing was maybe shaving off a little bit of this top piece of foam and putting like a piece of plexiglass, or maybe wood or something, or some sort of like rubber under this, and then what I could do is have another layer of another layer of storage under these weapons. But now that I'm kind of thinking about it and talking about it out loud, I'm not really thrilled about it. But as you can see, I can fit 3 pistols in here, and then for the first time on this channel, very exciting that I'm showing it off in this video, I'm going to show you the first piece of the AR that we're going to do the AR build series on. But here, PSA stealth lower that I picked up for pretty cheap. I'm obviously not cutting it out until I have the full rifle built, so the upper and the optics at least. But I'm going to put that rifle here and have it going across there. Hopefully it'll fit. Might have to maybe put it at an angle, but or kind of play around with it a bit there, but yeah, I think this case can pretty comfortably fit 2 rifles and 3 pistols, and I like it a lot. So when I go to the tactical range that I've been going to, especially if I want to shoot a mix of rifles and pistols, instead of having to, I used to have to throw all my pistols in a backpack, and then I had a rifle, soft shell bag I'd have to grab. This will just be a one-stop, pick it up and go. And I definitely think, it's a step up from having a soft shell bag, or it was, made of soft materials, but definitely a step up. It's, I'd say, one step closer to getting a safe, but safes are extremely expensive, and you're still going to need this even if you have a safe. You can't take a safe on the airplane. If you want to transport these guns via airplane or to the range, you want a good system like this will always be useful. And I think for $230, I really can't complain much about it. The only complaint I do have, actually, I can't complain, let me take it back a bit here, is that this foam isn't like the one that's already pre-cut with the little grids that you can pluck out and you can get a perfect fit for your rifle. So what I had to do, and if you don't own one of these, take this into account with the price. I had to go out and buy a $30 hot knife from Harbor Freight, but I'm sure you could get those anywhere, and I'm sure you could find them pretty cheap on Amazon or something. I went and bought mine at a Harbor Freight or something, and I started cutting into this case with a hot knife, because you have to cut the foam by yourself. That's the one thing I didn't like, but honestly, not that big of a deal. So really, at the end of the day, I spent about $250 on this, including the hot knife, but that's something that, I'll use for other items, but I'm going to include it in the price because I bought it because I bought this. This product, I really like it, and if I don't like this configuration, I can just go on Pelican's website, I'm sure, or any other aftermarket store, and buy another sheet of foam, and I can reconfigure the firearms. Eventually, if I wanted this just to be a rifle case, I want to get rid of these pistols, put them in their own case, I can, buy a new sheet of foam, put these rifles in there, and then maybe I was thinking here, I can cut out a space for magazines to fit into. I could hot knife out and put a couple of, maybe 4 or 5, or no, probably 4 or 3 P mags right there or something. But honestly, you can see plenty of space is what I really was looking for. And every time I open this case, I get extremely happy with how much I can fit in this. It would drive me nuts if I have to bring 3 different gun cases to the range. Now, I throw my backpack on with a bunch of different, goodies that it isn't too crammed. There aren't 3 pistols in it, and it's got all my range accessories that you need, ear pro, eye pro, staple gun, lube and stuff. And then I grab my ammo can full of ammo that I'm bringing out to the range for the day. And then I got this bad boy right here, this case, and this has all my firearms, and I think it's perfect. I have the, hold the case in one hand, the ammo can in the other, and that can be pretty heavy. It can be a little bit of a workout in the morning, but I mean that's why we lift. I'm blessed and fortunate to be at an age in life where it's heavy, but I can manage it, and I also made good life choices in my workout, so it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, I'm going to conclude a already pretty long review. Sorry for all the rambling, but kind of end thoughts. I definitely think it's worth it. I definitely think the Volt line is a good choice for anybody looking to kind of up their storage game. I definitely would recommend it. I think I'm going to get this same line because of how affordable it is for my shotguns too. Maybe just a smaller case because I don't need as much space for it. But honestly, definitely would recommend. Only complaint would be the foam, but even then, honestly, can't complain that much. You can just buy that foam aftermarket if it's that big of a deal. And the hot knife process was honestly not that bad. But all in all, nothing bad to say. Would highly recommend it. Yeah. Have a wonderful day, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in for another product review, and I will see you next time.